afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from your host from Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to a 1 versus 1 own. Crossing in the woods in the north, it is Tiefflieger. Fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Armoured Division with recon support. Actually, 2nd Armoured. Recon support, heavy cavalry and mechanized company with infantry and ambulance bullets and south. It is Kimbo. Fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Actually, scratch that. So let's go with the Panzer Division with the Mechanised Assault here. We got Assault Grenadiers as an option early on from Kimbo, MD42 down the way. And we got double rifle here for Tiefflieger, also on a Dachshund, but Mechanised Assault was not for Assault Grenadiers, which he just went for. Mechanised Assault Groups, the Stug 3 Ausführung E, the Light Artillery Barrage, and the Tiger Tank. Heading out westwards here, we got Panzerfaust machine gun and vehicular bulletins there. Also do apologize for Bass in the background. He does get a bit like that in the evening, which is what I'm recording at the moment. So don't mind the cat. He's just being overly dramatic like that. He gets a bit overly dramatic. Oh, woe is me. I have been stabbed by the knife of loneliness. And obviously he hasn't, the little shit. But, you know, he acts like that. So ignore the cat. Ignore the cat. Double rifle for Tiefflieger heading east-west here. Kimbo focusing more eastwards there, with aim forward to the Pioneers Assault Squad moving westwards. We've got a 2nd Assault Squad here for Kimbo. The Assault Grenadier start here is a recently common build from the Wehrmacht. Not one of the most popular ones, but, well, not most unpopular. In fact, those tend to be just the regular Grenadier builds increasingly, unless they go for 5-man Grenadier squads with German infantry. So definitely some players will go for Assault Grenadiers, in which case you just look to rush out on your opponent, get the Assault Grenadiers to do some great damage and sort of hose them down. Some makes Assault Grenadiers, for example, Loveness likes to do that. We got Ravnev, the overwhelming machine gun, not the greatest out there for Kimbo, and obviously you want to use your machine gun actually, but usually you want to have like a chance of some infantry screening it, so in case, you know, they get swarmed, you can easily, like, you know, get into a better position, line up in proper time, which is not quite happening here for Kimbo, so slightly incorrect usage of the MG42 in my humble opinion. We got something on the west, we got Aviations there standing about, rushing in there, good use of sprint bar away. Very important to use the sprint ability when it comes to the assault guns and quickly get them into the effective range. Tends to be so where some players don't quite get their footing with the assault guns when they don't remember to use the sprint ability there. So bit of advice there, bit of a tip. We got the Dodge on the Tiefflieger, obviously realizing again, hang on, my opponent is going for a current build where he has no Panzerfausts. So obviously going for the Dart Truck is going to be very potent here for Tiefflieger against Kimbo. So 2 thumbs out on Tiefflieger. This is also the sort of situation, you know, waiting a bit on your Dachshund, but at the same time still, you know, quickly choosing one is a great idea because, again, with this, he can much more easily counter Kimbo's strategy since, you know, rifling on their own can struggle a bit unless you sort of, like, get a nice concentration. But with the Dart Truck, it becomes much easier for him to deal with Kimbo's assault grenadiers. I mean, good work there by Tiefflieger, good work. It's all sprinting in there. Perhaps sprinted a bit too fast, so didn't quite, you know, cross the ground when needed to. Also, then fortunately, the Charlie's going to need to treat that soon. Dart for the end of the 50 cal. I don't think he's realised it's there, and he's will soon have to realise that. Meanwhile, Kimbo should also be taking up soon here, so closing up, in 42 joining in. Rav Squad there getting suppressed, and there go. The Assault Grenadiers gets the upper hand here. Supremacy's gained. In the south, though, we got Rav Squad moving up behind Kimbo, going for the Assault Grenadiers there, getting for a wipe. Thumbs up there to Tiefflieger. Good manoeuvring, but does he get the wipe? He does not. It was a close one, and then before he needs to retreat here, he could try and duke it out with the Dart Truck behind heavy cover, but I don't think that is the entirely wisest move here. Salt Pine's going to have to deal with it. Tech is still not happening for Kimbo. Need to be careful about that. You definitely want to check fast as the Wehrmacht. In particular, when you're going for an assault grenadier build and your opponent's countering it, so you know, don't have an easy counter to the light vehicles, you definitely want to take faster, then get out some counters, unless he's planning to go for the mechanized assault group and sort of use that to counter the Dart Truck, which is definitely an interesting way of going about it, but not one I'd advise to, well, the average Company 2 player. It's certainly not a new one. As obviously we're wrapping up close, focusing down the MP40s. Worth noting, the German army did not distribute large numbers of submachine guns on an average basis to its troops. It was not something, you know, they usually did on paper, like there could be, you know, for certain situations they'd be equipped with submachine guns on a larger number, but in terms of like paper organization, that was not common. That was more of a Soviet thing. Little fun fact there. I believe the Americans experimented a bit with it, but they themselves did not, for some, you know, hand out submachine guns in large quantities either, on average, not on paper anyways. Assault Squad needs to retreat though soon. Down to just 2 men, and certainly with every moment I'm passing here, Kimbo's chance of getting that score back in one, well, at all, significantly decreased. But in this case, pans out. Tech is still not happening. It does look like he's setting up here for the Mechanized Assault Group, which is certainly something popular with certain players, since the Mechanized Assault Group, of course, is quite devastating. The 250 half-trick with a Panther squad in it has quite a shock effect. It can actually do a lot of damage, although infantry units aren't quite ready for it. Plus, of course, in a pinch with the Panzerschrecks, you also get a nice little anti-tank team added on top. But even then, I would say this is a bit ambitious, although we do get the 250-1 half-trick out here for Kimbo. The Mechanized Assault Group. Oh, die gepanzerte Sturmgruppe. Otto, step on it. We have a blitzkrieg to get done. Jürgen, I think we're a bit late for that one. That's like, several years ago. We kinda in see not getting murdered Krieg at this point. Charging ahead here. Dart truck falling back. Resistance also need to fall back. Otherwise, this is going to do some very nasty things to them. Right being held up here, but then before to the flank. So far, Kimbo striking hard here. Tiefflieger. Oh, gets off a bit too fast there. Also causing mindfully of anti-tank rock grenades. I think he was hoping for a proper grenade, but he actually needs to have teched up for the grenade here. Perhaps Kimbo was not aware of this, though. Since it's actually not something you consider. Typically, you don't get the Mechanized Assault Group out faster than you attack. So, there's actually a chance that he didn't know that. I mean, actually, I didn't know that until now either, because, again, you just don't see it. But here we are. The more you know, the more you learn. Of course, meanwhile, Tiefflieger has taked up. He's going for the Stuart Light Tank, and Kimbo currently hasn't taked up. He has no counters, so he's in a bit of a bad place. I'm not talking about Baden-Baden. Need to treat those panzers as well. Of course, he's trying to sort of buy time here for the 250 after to get to safety. I don't think that's going to work out, though, due to the arrival of the Stuart Light Tank. Need to treat those panzers anyways now. Assault's moving westwards here. Pioneers trying to take out their dart truck. They're actually having a good chance with it. There we go, they got it. So he got it, but it could come at a high price here for Kimbo. He is, by the way, finally taken up there. Very good for Kimbo. He will definitely, I think, or at least very likely have to go for Panzerschrecks here to counter the Stuart Light Tanks. Since the fact 40 may just be too slow. But there you go. Assault going forward again. Just heavy fire. And of course, this is one of the strengths. The Assault is they're reasonably good at just wiping out retreating units if they're like sufficiently low health. But there you go. Gets too close. Gets caught up in the machine gun bunker. Or machine gun emplacement, if you want to be particular about it. Stuart Light Tank going to the base here. He's looking for that 250 half-tick. Also an easy targets. He's going for the Panzerschrecks. Very good there. He can actually go for those without needing to take up. But yeah, he's aware that if he tries to go for the pack as his main anti-tank solution, it's going to take a very long time, and it may just cost him simply too much initiative. In particular, since again he has no Panzerfaust, meaning he has no way of otherwise slowing down the Stuart Light Tank or stopping it. So very sensible there by Kimbo, very sensible. Stuart Light Tank in west was there. Got a unit wiped here in the east, but it looks like yeah, Racing Squad was wiped out here when Tiefflieger wasn't paying attention. Tiefflieger followed with the M20, probably for more vehicular pressure. May also be planning to lay down some mines here versus Kimbo. Not a bad idea there. Panzer they're reinforcing. He's obviously not going to send out a 3-man squad to try and hunt down the Stuart Light Tank. Machine gun there being routed. Half-Tick gets into the safety of the base. Large clump of soldiers moving ahead there. Stuart to pursue the MD-42 crew. Panzer's moving ahead here. That's going to force the Stuart to be more cautious. That's going to give Kimbo thusly a bit more freedom of movement, though he's probably going to need to get that 250 half-tick fixed up so he can more pursue it. M20 moving ahead here. Armored skirt's almost done. Panzer's no need to be seen. Ooh, that's a bit of a bad call there by Tiefflieger. Moves straight into the effective range of the Panzer. You should be aware they were still operating in the area here, and meaning there's going to be a good chance of getting hit there. He got lucky, though. The only one of the Panzers could see and fire the rocket. Suffering less critical damage from that, but even then, bit reckless there by Tiefflieger, just a bit. Losing decent cut of points, they need to deal with that, but Kimbo seems more focused on the west side now here. We got a 5th caliber falling up for Tiefflieger, for freedom, democracy, Pioneers retreating. MD-42 setting up. Panzer team with the Stuart Light Tank, almost got it there. Again, had that second rocket, you know, managed to hit the target in the first volley. That Stuart probably would have been dead there, but sometimes these things don't work. And there go grenade assault here in the retreat path. Sadly, did not predict where the path would go. But of course, still has other chance. Oh, he tried for the bomb grenade. Actually gets one of his own kills. Drops a Panzerschreck. Yikes. Of course, Soldiers going to go for it. Sprint here after the M20. But there's certainly a chance that it's going to go for an attempted wipe here. The Soldiers retreating. No tech there. Yet. At least no like to make a nice company is more what I was trying to say there. He's grabbing the Western fuel point though. MB42 setting up. Guessing he's going to fix up that M250 half track. Probably continuing on pushing rounds. Okay, Tiefflieger a bit slow there to react. Actually allowing the MT42 to fire a full salvo into the rear of the Sub-20. There you go. A Panzerschreck from the Panzers. Get up and actually manage a hit there on the M20. Punishing Tiefflieger. Perhaps getting a tad too confident here versus Kimbo. Suffering the wrathful blow of the Wehrmacht. Stood half tick. 250 after that being repaired. Almost good to go. Panzer's likely pop into it. Getting another Panzerschreck there. And then go after the Stuart light tank. Meanwhile, the assault cruisers are bolting up the doors and, you know, hoping they don't get spotted, which is, you know, not going to happen. It would be interesting if, like, mechanically we could actually hide units inside of a building and then pop it out. They're not, like, infiltrate, but, like, you actually got them in the first place, then you can hide them and then surprise the unit. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, assault's bringing MB42 as well there. Panzerschreck flying there. Not doing too much damage. MB4 sitting up there. Half 8 Veteran 2 already. Or Veteran 3-ish. So Pomacop for Kimbo. In fact, he's rushed ahead there. Holy smokes. He's really just been putting the pedal to the metal there. A bold strategy here by Kimbo. Very bold strategy. But certainly a Panther 4 rush. An Austrian rush here. I mean, could be quite effective. Meanwhile, got the 250 half direction to the base. Going for the Stuart light tank. I suppose a small bit of relief here for Tiefflieger, most because he go for it, is actually there wasn't an ambulance for him to destroy there, but you know. Oh, stun round there. Half tech's going to go down, I think. It's going to go down. Tip comes heading out. Nice attempt there by Kimbo, but Tiefflieger was a bit lucky and a bit faster. Still, that luck's not going to last much longer. There we go. We got the Austrian flag punch away for Kimbo here versus Tiefflieger. Tiefflieger's gone for the captain. Probably where he might be rushed here by an armor, so he's going to get up anti-tank to deal with such an armored rush. Very, very good reading the situation by Tiefflieger. If that was the case, he's going for the anti-tank on there. Very good. That will definitely prove to be crucial versus the Austrian flak panzer, which Kimbo's about to unleash upon him. Before the Incendiary prison rounds. Not quite hit covering anything, unfortunately. Finding over the car point. Austrian almost done. I think he's going to treat the MG42. Yes, indeed. Slight waste of munitions there for Kimbo. But soon that won't matter as the flak panzer is going to tear through Tiefflieger. Austrian sitting out there. 50 coming towards the centre. Going in aggressively. Not entirely sure what he's looking for. I feel like he should be looking to clear out the front line at the moment, though he's looking to perhaps raid his opponent's base, which is going to make him into contact with the anti-tank gun there. Which of course going to get stunned by the Stuart. And of course make it easy for the anti-tank to take it out, but there you go. Manages to dodge it all there. Close one there for Kimbo though, close one. Needs to get those victory points under control. Schnell. And Tiefflieger's likely going to need more anti-tank guns to really stop the Austrian team more consistently. Oh, and Kimbo's very aggressive tech rush strategy so far is paying off explosive dividends here against Tiefflieger. And there you go, forced retreat right past him. Get off a grenade assault here. They had the munition that could be even more explosive. Austrian takes a hit, they need to get moving, but still landing some nice hits here on the infantry of Tiefflieger, who by the way still doesn't have an ambulance, so they're going to be more vulnerable for now. Probably has been feeling the pressure of Kimbo so much he hasn't had the time or felt like he had resources to go for the ambulance easily. Kimbo going for more Panzergrenadier, more infantry of the harder kind there to help deal with Tiefflieger's troops. Needs to get the Austrian to safety before the M1 punches too many holes into it. Panzergrenadiers in the center being suppressed by the 50 caliber plus rifle new 10 opening up on them. And he lost the Austrian there. Yikes, not great there for Kimbo. Not great. Push the Austrian too far beyond its bearing point, which definitely helped out Tiefflieger a lot there. That means he doesn't have to worry about that one. Also means Kimbo's, you know, big surprise there has kind of gone down the toilet. So definitely not the best handling there of the Ostwind. I feel like he could be getting a lot more mileage out of that one versus Tiefflieger bleeding up a lot more. We can see Martin going down. He's obviously worried about Kimbo rushing up more armor against him. And he's certainly on the receiving end of tanks. We got their major on the way. But even then, Kimbo's still going to be getting out at least one more tank before he gets out any armor. So it's fair understanding here that Tiefflieger is also laying down mines just to further show himself up against any sort of armored assaults from Kimbo. Assaulters rushing in against the captain in the west. Even got pushed for the cup. I mean, Tiefflieger is playing very aggressively to disrupt Kimbo's resource flow here, and that way turn around things and slow him down. That's a very good idea as well there. Also makes it harder for Kimbo to, like, fully, set up an effective defense. Up north, MG42 assaulted by the Steward, routed. Good work. Could lose the Ralph squad if he doesn't get out of this soon. And even then, got Panzers flanking up behind the lieutenant, getting a good hit. Almost got it, but ultimately not quite. There's, I think, a chance of getting the Ralph squad wiped here. 5th guard setting up, but don't think it's going to be in time here. Plus, with 3 going to hit from the south. Still, we got more harassment. Tiefflieger is just going deep against Kimbo. And the Ralph squad will survive thanks to that 5th caliber. Really some desperate, intense momentum between Tiefflieger and Kimbo. As Tiefflieger is just doing everything he can, just slow down Kimbo's, tanks from hitting him too fast. Buying himself more time. And hoping to maybe cause Kimbo to make mistakes. So that's definitely some aggressive movement here from Tiefflieger, which certainly are having an effect in Kimbo. They're definitely having an effect. Panzer's moving up here. Ooh, good series of rocket hits into the light tank. And another unit wiped out. Another bazooka reaction team wiped out. This time a full bazooka team. Certainly adding a bit there to Tiefflieger's struggles, but not too much. Big 2 points wise, he's certainly also nice enough for Kimbo. Oh, that was a close one. I imagine they got killed the crew then, and then Kimbo ran off with his Steward light tank. I can only imagine that'd be a bit of a sad moment there for Tiefflieger. For democracy. Bit of quiet here, just mostly points being grabbed, but grabbed very aggressively, roughly. Rather than attempting against the Sultanese, using the wreckage of the 250 after cover for how long that lasts, or until they blow it up with their own panzer strike by accident. Right and right by the assault committees, Panzers moving up in the west side. Ostwind on the way there for Kimbo, another flak panzer. Another flak panzer. Let's see if we can handle that one a bit better. Panzer moving up behind the captain. That is pretty bad news for the captain. There is a total of 6 assault rifles. That is a lot of assault rifles. And there's a good chance of getting wiped here in the captain. Now there's a BAR dropped. There you go. Increases Kimbo's firepower there at the mid to long range in the Phantom Deers, slightly decreases its short range. Assaulters the Rampant Lieutenant pick up setting up as well. And Flak Panzer's almost down there, major retreating. Of course, all signals to Kimbo, he does have to worry about enemy armor eventually. We got another empty. Oh, brief consider the MG42, but Kimbo may have other plans. Fuel cache perhaps to help with more armor. He may need Stooks here. We could of course go for Panther Falls afterwards. Our way Flak Panzer is once more mobile, operational, and not told about what happened to the last Ostwind. Pip coming westwards. Panzer they're being suppressed by the 50 Cup. Ambulance away for Tiefflieger finally. Bit of a late ambulance there. 50 coming up the centre. Then before sitting up here, halfway to Veterinary Fleet. Black Panzer moving up, but of course need to be aware about the M1 anti-tank, which of course can do a lot of damage very fast. Still going for it here, it's going to probably stun it up. Go, need to get the Flak Panzer before dealing with the Rifle Lieutenant advancing in frontally. Ooh, with BARs in hand, the Pioneers bring up. Flak Panzer, they're almost knocked out. But he does this time around save it. Oh dear, the MG42 auto setup perhaps. Here, hard to say that, but I'm guessing it's an auto setup that happens from time. Happens basically. For whatever inexplicable reason, at some point they added the ability. Oh! No, lost MG42 and lost the Ostwind. That was definitely a bad call there by Kimbo. That was definitely a bad call there. But I was about to say before sneeze was, at some point they added the ability for machine guns to auto setup. So, you know, they theoretically would defend themselves. The problem is, it just, like, they do no matter what. Seems like in a situation, like, where you definitely just want them to retreat, but, like, miss it by, like, half a second, they'll set up again and you can't stop it. That can be quite annoying. And with punch pushing in the anti-tank, and here on the west side here, we got the punch gun. This was the 5th cal, but Kimbo definitely needs to work in unit preservation. He's lost, I think, too many Austrians there, too silly maneuvers. Definitely less than grand. Is this a really close one there? I think the rifle's going to have it on the out. So lost an assault squad as well there. Better blow to Kimbo. To Deutschland. Almost got this to a light tank. Can you finally finish it off there? Or will it once more escape to taunt Kimbo again, even in his dreams? There you go. Panzer they finish off the rifle squad. No, they get suppressed, allowing the rifle squad to get away. MD42 arrives to the scene, but a bit too late here. So close there for Kimbo, so close. But once more, Tiefflieger denies him that wipe. But needs to retreat to MD42. Close to losing the MD42 here. Oh, wipe, but he's got troops nearby to prevent it from falling into the hands of the Americans. He's got the second pioneer squad up more mines. He's going for another Austrian. At this point, though, I feel like he should consider Panther 4 simply because Ship starts expecting medium armor from his opponent. So while, you know, the first two Austrians, sure, but I think at this stage he needs to consider Panther 4 first before going for the Austrian. At least so he has some sort of, you know, ability to fight against enemy armor. But still, I mean, it is impressive. I mean, considering the time, you know, Tiefflieger set to get a single medium tank, but Kimbo's technically able to go for like 3 Austrians at the same time before, you know, gets out of medium. So in this regard, Kimbo's been doing quite well with the fuel. It's just his preservation of the Austrians leaves a bit to be decided. I mean, oh, he cancels the Austrian for fair and so far. I think that's the right move. Nope, he ticks. Let's go for the like to make a nice company. Back techs. But yeah, had his Austrian position, I think, been better, I think Kimbo would be in a much stronger position here right now versus Tiefflieger. Who knows, he might be winning. Troops are being suppressed. Sherman storming up the eastern side there, close to the east. We've got the Sherman halfway down there for Tiefflieger, for freedom and democracy. And Kimbo is coming into a pack. He punts up economic 40, possibly double, but I think he may have figured that's a bit much. Guessing he wants that Panther 4 soon enough. Good hitting this to a light tank again. We got 305 to 311. Panzerjägers in the west, I think, need to retreat soon. They're going to be faced with a lot of American infantry resistance, and they just only 2 men. And that could quickly become 1 man. And oh, dropped another Panther shake, but this time there's no way to recover it. Bad luck there for Kimbo. Great luck there for Tiefflieger. Pack 40 out, and there you go. Panther 4 for Kimbo for the fatherland. Deutschland. Turning up the true eastern point, got swooping down here. Ace level, 9 kills. Sherm sitting out there. Can of course add the Bullets of Blade for added obstruction as to German armor piercing rounds. There you go. Rifle flanking MB42. Gonna see a wipe there, I think. Gonna see a wipe. Unless he gets very lucky there. We got this ultra rushing forwards there, and it gets wiped. You could actually go for grenade assault here. There we go. If Tiefflieger is too slow there, he may just get wiped, but he's by time to get the machine gun. East side here, pretty dicey situation. Got the soldiers up in the Panther shake on the Sherman. Pack 40 up the Sherman. Got it down to half of. Almost got, in fact, 1 more hit. And the Sherman is down. A piercing blow there to Tiefflieger. Also nice S-mines here by Kimbo. Also maybe a bit hard to spot due to the terrain layout. And all the shadows and whatnot. Machine gun then there clears out his Pack 40. S-mines go from the rear. Panther moving forwards here. Still, getting rid of that Sherman definitely helps out Kimbo here. Is a notable blow there to Tiefflieger. Grabs the Pack 40. Loses 1 lieutenant's men. Pumps are flanking up here. Could see a wipe. Possibly on the lieutenant. VS I think going to get wiped. There you go. Got the pack. Got the VS-lons. That is his 3rd VS squad he's lost here, actually. Didn't get the lieutenant, though. Kimbo going for more punches, having lost the other squad. Machine cleared out again. Good lord. Kimbo is suffering some pretty high attrition here. Got another wipe somewhere. Panzer being suppressed by the 5th caliber. Nice is up there by Tiefflieger. Just reinforcing healing, and second Panzer almost done. Panzer being pushed back, half health. Pin machine is being added. Good there for Kimbo, but he definitely needs to fix that Panzer up soon. They got 243 versus 289. Need to be careful for that Panzer IV though, Kimbo. Don't lose another tank. Got lucky there, one of the shots bounced off the front slam of the Panzer IV. He got very lucky. Supremely lucky.
A capture point is under attack.
So he needs to fix out the Panzer IV. Needs to rebuild his forces. We got 225 versus 289. Anti-tank being hauled back. 1 kill. Veteran 2. Pushing westwards with the Panzer Squad. They're major with this Panzerschreck. Risks being wiped here by Kimbo's Panzergrenadiere. I'm sure Kimbo wouldn't mind that, in particular denying his opponent the Panzerschreck. And got it. No Panzerschreck drop, but at least he denied it to Tiefflieger, and of course denied him a unit. Troops reinforcing healing, moving eastwards here, expecting Kimbo to make the main push there, protecting him in west center. Panzer almost good to go. We got 195 to 289. Almost got that Panzer IV good to go there for Kimbo. Just some more repairs needed. In the center, we got the 42 moving up on its own. He's definitely pushing it to its very limits. That's going to engage with the ace to the light tank, moving forward to the 14 kills. Pack 40 is nearby, and good here. There's still light tank. Punches right through the frontal armor, which I believe was just 30mm thick, though it was sloped on the M5 one. Unlike the early model, which was the M3 one, which did not have sloped armor, was significantly weaker because of that. Great here to do it, and knocked up the Pack 40 as well there. Finally, Kimbo was able to put it to rest here. Though it did cost him another MD-42 crew. I mean, at this point, I'd imagine that most of the soldiers are forced to crew this one are considering it cursed. Yeah, I heard this thing is cursed. I hear Göring kissed it. What? Why would he do that? Well, you know, he's fat. He's weird. Yeah, but how's that a curse? Well, have you seen him? Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, I could see it being cursed, but still, why? I don't know. Have you seen people dying on said thing? Yeah, I guess. Now you pick it up. Now you do it. You do it. You're the one with the biggest teeth and the ugliest claws, Jürgen. But we're wearing uniforms. Well, you're the uglier. Assault was maybe before to the east. Sherman on the way there for Tiefflieger. He really also should upgrade the first one, the bulldozer blades. I'm actually surprised he didn't do that. That's a bit of an oversight. Most American players are absolutely 100% keen on upgrading as soon as possible the bulldozer blades. So, a bit surprised that Tiefflieger did not, as it is an incredibly cost-efficient upgrade. Very cost-efficient. Another Panther for there for Kimbo. Ooh, anti-tank that get cleared out. Should focus that one down here. Oh, but there goes Sherman arriving. Still no bulldozer blade there from Tiefflieger. Artillery call independently, anti-tank standing up there without risking getting knocked up. The artillery. Nice call in there by Kimbo. Does do a bit of damage. We got 130 versus 289. Second Panther 4 halfway down there for Kimbo. Falling back here towards some repairs. His Panther 4 close to Veteran 2. Very good on that one. Back here, healing reinforcement full of Kimbo's assembled troops, including his Veteran 2 Panzer as well, that BAR. Back here, Sherman being repaired. Machine gunning forwards, 1 kill, halfway to Veterans in 1. Panther 4 sending out. Shot fired.
Rear echelon troops on the front line.
Arriving right here by the Panzergrenadiere. Troop being suppressed, Panzer 4 moving up.
We're losing a capture point.
Great hit by the M1 anti-tank gun on the Panzer 4. Now Kimbo, of course, does do Panzer 4. Meanwhile, Tiefflieger still got shown. Of course, he has the potent M1 anti-tank. He's back going for another one. That's definitely bad news for Kimbo's armor. There you go. Panzer 4 22 with the M1 anti-tank still punches through with ease. Still no bulldozer. I'm still really surprised he's not going for the bulldozer blades. Almost got the other M1 ready. Oh, bit of a mistake there by Kimbo. He's calling an artillery on it, but well, a follow-up I don't think is going to matter much. Actually, I think Kimbo may want to consider going for mortars and smoke would be great at making the anti-tank guns a bit less useful versus Kimbo's armor. Plus, of course, he's overall frustrated. But there you go. Big push here. The Panther Force Assault is quickly out the machine gun turned against Tiefflieger here. Anti-tank gun still stands. Pushing back the Panther 4. Oh, to get caught up with the Pack 40. Could just getting knocked out. The Chaos rules here. The rate. Oh, the Panther 4 almost took out the assault gun it is. Oh, dear. In fact, they're probably going to get wiped because of the Panther 4. At least it looks like it. Assault squad needs to fall back though. 128 versus 264. Kimbo's assault succeeded, but at what cost? At what cost? And where were the Panzer Grenadiers? Apparently both are base. Bars being handed at the Tiefflieger, further increasing his firepower versus Kimbo's men. Panther 4 there being fixed up. 13 kills, Veteran Team 2. Panther 4 almost good to go there for Kimbo. Once more, can he get it to Veteran 3? Another Pack 40 in the way for Kimbo as well. But again, I think he should consider a mortar or two here. Artillery, I think, could give Kimbo some significant tactical advantage here versus Tiefflieger, to be honest. In particular, a map like Crossing in the Woods, artillery is quite handy. Which is also makes a bit surprising that Tiefflieger hasn't, say, gone for the pack house or the mortar half track. But just a regular mortar. That's definitely, I think, a significant, noteworthy gap here in both sides, like force composition. There's just absolutely no artillery. Panther beam with advancing rifle, or flanking rifle, and there's Sherman beam with the Panther got the MG42 firing into the armor piercing rounds. Definitely nice there. Closing the Metro 2 very fast. Sending charging at that Panther 4. Continues to fire with. Not getting some great hits in the rifle squad there. The Panther 4 hanging back here in the east. Rifle squad going for the eastern victory point. Machine gun wipe in the center. Another wipe there on it. Truly, it is cursed. Panther 4 hit the double pack force back the Sherman on the scout, and he still hasn't upgraded with bulldozer blades, has he? In fact, he hasn't had the 50 caliber. Crew in the machine gun, it doesn't matter. This close to the rifle lieutenant, the bars and the Thompsons just shred the crew there before they even get going with it. Panther 4 moving up there. 17 kills. Tiefflieger is getting control of almost every victory point. Now we've got a Panzer squad guard on the left flank. Gonna set up here behind, I think, some of Tiefflieger's stuff. Machine gun run off with. Third Panther 4 for Kimbo. We might be seeing a armoured assault here. Anti-tank moving ahead there. Ooh, aggressively on his own, but successfully pushing back the Panther 4 with its presence. Panther then being suppressed, each retreat. You got 113 with 237. Tiefflieger's definitely got a strong lead over Kimbo in terms of victory points, and Kimbo is striking the Lego bun grenade. Not enough to get a wipe there, but at least enough to convince Tiefflieger to get the machine gun to another position when there's less grenades flying about.
Enemy forces have 100 points remaining.
Panzer under fire from the Sherman. There you go, third Panther 4. Kimbo's lining up for something versus Tiefflieger. He's lining up for something. 83 versus 237. Tiefflieger's on to go. He's finally adding the bulldozer blade, so he's finally adding it. Halfway to victory 3 down the Panther 4. Panther moving up here, flanking the right from the 50 caliber there, moving to cover up the western victory point. Second Sherman on the way. This is 76mm Sherman. Hiccup. Oh, he's going for the ambulance. This time he finds one. This time he finds one. And he destroys it. But he also finds a Sherman tank with bulldozer blades this time around attached to it.
The enemy is
East side here, anti-tank holding off the German Panther Force. Infantry support for the tanks is non-existent. We got 48 here versus 237. Almost got the Rearson squad rolling down mine. Panther going forward. Almost got the anti-tank. We got the armor piercing round for this force to fall back here. Machine guns blazing away hot lead as the anti-tank crew tries to get back to safety. Sadly, the shrub is providing no protection against the ample lead being hosed against it by the Panzer IV. Anti-tank and destroyed. Great work. In the west side, we got the assaulters being held down by the 5th Cup. Rifle squad nearby. Panther IV are not making much great progress here without infantry support, I think, in several cases. Center's being guarded here. We got the Shermans moving up, including the 76mm Sherman. Crew wiped out, and the machine gun as well. Need to fight the Sherman. Good hit on the Sherman. The Panther taking a lot of hits from the Shermans in return. We got 25 as 237. Panzer IV on the west side knocked out. Putting in more equal in numbers here with Tiefflieger's armor, except of course Tiefflieger's tanks are, in terms of quality, a bit above here these Panzer IV thanks to the Bullseye blades and such. Got the Veggie 2 Panther IV, Sherman down, there's still one Sherman, there you go, 3rd Panther IV down, but this Kimbo has no tanks left, and Tiefflieger still has 176mm Sherman. We got 16 points left for Kimbo versus Tiefflieger's 237, his points are crumbling, his infantry is bleeding out. His tanks are burning. Every single one of them ablaze like a bonfire. And there you go, Kimbo surrenders, or pulls back. You'll all see for the German army, victory for America, freedom, democracy. A violent 1-versus-1 here on Crossing the Woods. So I hope you enjoyed the match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.